there, thanks for tuning in. I'm Sally. One of the things that I do is I coach people on health and wellness and good nutritional habits and so forth, which by the way are very different from what most of the mainstream media and the food industry are telling you. That's a whole different story. We can talk about that at length. This is just a short intro to some videos that I actually shot previously in my Sticks and Bricks kitchen. But it's also recipes that I would make in my RV all the time anyway and do. So I thought rather than having to reshoot those videos, I'd kind of repurpose them here for you so that you can see what kinds of things you can do. The two primary instruments that I use when I'm cooking in my RV, I use my Instant Pot a lot and I use my air fryer a lot. I love both of those things and for a couple of reasons. Neither one of them heats up my RV kitchen, and summers are getting warmer, pretty much no matter where you are, and heating up the kitchen on a warm summer day, just not my favorite thing to do. Now, I'm fortunate, I have a fair amount of solar and I've got lithium batteries, so I can live off grid pretty much continuously without any issues. And one of the ways that I kind of manage my power consumption is I have a tendency to do most of my more intensive electric type cooking earlier in the day, so that I've got pretty much all day for my solar to be able to catch my batteries back up if I've depleted them more than I would otherwise have done. So that system works really well. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this video. Please do check it out. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Okay, tribe, here's what's cooking today. We have got some curry that we're going to be putting together today with sweet potatoes, cauliflower. Got a little bit of chicken left over here from the faux rotisserie chicken I did the other day. Some homemade bone broth from the same thing. We're going to start by throwing these onions into the Instant Pot. I put about a tablespoon of oil in there. I'm using olive oil today. Use whatever kind of oil you feel like. So we're going to just let the onions saute for just a minute on their own. Get those all stirred up. And then for vegetables, we've got the cauliflower, sweet potato, some celery, some carrots, and as I said, some leftover chicken. And then for seasonings, we've got ginger, about a tablespoon of freshly minced ginger, grated ginger, about a tablespoon and a half of curry. Really about a tablespoon is probably right if your curry is fresh. Mine's not real fresh, so I'm using a little bit extra to make up for that, and about a teaspoon of salt. That's all there is to this. It's pretty simple. We're going to let the onions saute up here for just a minute, and then we'll start adding in the other vegetables. All right, so, a lot of people think that it's really difficult to be able to cook at home and come up with healthy recipes that are really good for you, but it's really not that difficult. It's actually pretty easy. And as you may know, if you've been following what I've been doing at all, I just kind of make stuff up as I go along. So, next thing I'm going to do is dump in all of these vegetables, because you can't ever have too many vegetables. And we're going to stir those up. And let them saute for just a couple of minutes as well. So one of the things that I think is really important is to notice the quality of the food that you can make, that you're making completely from scratch, versus really what's the quality of food that you're buying pre-made. If you haven't been doing it yet, consider reading some of those food labels and see how many additives there are. Oh, including my favorite, sugar, which, depending on what you're buying, could be the #2 ingredient. We already all know that sugar's the enemy. Let's avoid having any more of it than we need to. All right, so as you know from the way that I do everything, there's no precision needed. I'm in a little bit of a hurry this evening because I'm a little bit hungry, so I'm not going to saute these for too much longer. Sometimes I'll let them go a little bit longer, get a little more brown around the edges of the cauliflower and so forth. But precision is not what's necessary here. It's just getting good flavors to come together. So what happens next? We're going to go ahead and add our seasonings. Get all that ginger in there. And I'm going to dump in the chicken I've got here. I probably got about a cup or so of chicken left. Ideally, this would probably be about 2 cups of chicken, but This is what I had available, so that's what I'm using. I got a can of coconut milk going in the whole way, if it'll come out. It seems to be stuck. Let me help that along. There we go. The coconut milk adds a really nice flavor, and it also helps to make it a little more creamy. Because, you know, everybody wants something that's creamy and delicious. And then I got a couple of cups of bone broth here that's not even completely defrosted yet, but that'll be okay. And what I'm looking for is to be able to see that the liquid level is about an inch or so below the vegetables. I'm actually going to put a little bit of water in here as well. Probably about another half or 3/4 of a cup. And that's all there is to that. Give it a stir. And we're going to put the lid on. This is going to go for 10 minutes on high pressure. And then we're going to let it naturally release for another 10 minutes after it finishes. So, pressure. This will take a moment. I was up to 2 hours from bone broth the other day. So let's just get this down to like 10 minutes instead of 120. Alrighty. So we're setting it on high pressure for 10 minutes, and then we're going to do a natural release for another 10 minutes, and then fully release the pressure when it's done here, and we'll have dinner. See you soon. Okay, time to release the pressure. I actually let it sit on its own for 20 minutes because I got involved in something else. All right, let's see how we did. Well, as I suspected, I probably didn't need to add any additional liquid. So I'll be making some cauliflower rice to have with this for the leftovers, but let's see how we did. Let's just give a taste. It smells good. Okay, so I'll tell the truth. It tastes really good. But the vegetables were a little more done than I would prefer. So I would say the next time I would probably be more diligent about doing the quick release faster, you know, after about 10 minutes. And I think I'd cut the cooking time down to about 8 minutes. But good enough, tastes good, enjoy. I'll see you the next time on What's Cooking. And this is a case of food repair, guys. It was okay as the curry that I started out with, but it was really just too soupy, so I decided to turn it into soup. Got out the immersion blender, blended it all up. It's thick, it's rich, it's creamy looking, and I've just topped it with a little sprinkle of allspice and a few chives, and now I'm going to dig in. I'm much happier with it this way. So, once again, when life hands you lemons, make lemonade. When life hands you soupy curry, make soup. Okay, and here's another way to be able to fix food. So that soup, which is now a cream-based soup, I went out in my garden and I pulled some rainbow chard. I'm going to chop up these stems and saute them for a couple of minutes in the pot before I reheat a bowl of soup. And then I'm going to slice up the greens and add those just to wilt when the soup's almost heated through. We'll show you what this looks like. Okay, so we've got our chard stems sauteing, and I've got the leaves all chopped up. They're not going to go in until near the end though. Let's put some soup in and get it heating. Okay, the greens are all stirred in and we're just about heated up. We're gonna give them just a minute or so to wilt down the rest of the way. And I said food fix, but I think rather than a food fix, I would think of this more as an enhancement. It's a way to alter something that was really good by itself and make it even better and taste different by just adding some greens. Why not try it? And here we are, ready for my late lunch. Thanks for hanging out with me. Love to hear what you thought about this. Post some comments down below. Hey, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And leave a comment down below of what you think. If you've tried the recipe, if you've got some ideas about how to make it different or better, that would be awesome. Look forward to seeing you next time.